What is up, guys? Today I kind of wanted to get into a video topic reflected from one of the dreams that I had the other morning whenever I woke up, and it was a bit of an odd one, that one. To kind of get into the dream itself, I was at a comedy show, and the comedian for some reason decided that he was gonna come. They were calling out a raffle number. They were gonna pick like a seat, and I was sitting at seat 212, and I was like, okay, yeah, it's gonna be 212. It's gonna be 212. And then, yes, they called it out. It was 212, and then they wanted confirmation though that I was in 212. So I was looking through my email to try to find the confirmation, but it was saying I was at like 206 or something. And I looked down at the number, but I really was sitting at 212. For some reason though, it wasn't the same ticket I purchased. I don't know how I ended up in that seat, but I think the kind of message is there was a synchronicity in that moment, but that was not meant for me. I kind of felt out of place, like a fish out of water at that comedy show. Maybe it wasn't the environment I was supposed to be in, and also I think it was like 5 tickets they were giving me or something like that. And what? I'm not gonna go 5 times. Why would I go to the same comedy show 5 times? But regardless, it for some reason it wasn't meant for me. But I did pick up on that synchronicity, and maybe that synchronicity was to show me that wasn't meant for me, and maybe that's confirmed why I felt like a fish out of water in that environment. And sometimes that's kind of how it is. You might get a synchronicity that confirms exactly what you shouldn't be doing. And I think I touched on this in a recent video, but I was reading a science fiction book called A Scanner Darkly recently, and it's about this drug that splits people's hemispheres, their brains, into 2 hemispheres, and then there's kind of 2 separate lives going on at the same time, really. I thought it was an interesting kind of concept, and I wanted to read it, but okay, yeah, to cut to the actual story itself, I was going to the Dollarama to pick up a couple items. I was picking up a day journal, which I've been making good use of, thankfully. That's one thing that's given me some good productivity and consistency, is keeping track of the things I'm doing in the day. But yeah, I decided to head up to the Tim Hortons to grab a coffee, do my work a little bit, write in the journals that I had, and get something going there, right? Just get some consistency rolling. And yeah, so I had some gum in my mouth, and I stopped because I took a different route. I stopped at a garbage can I would never typically pass. I went up to it, and it had graffiti that said Faust and Demon on one of them. And then I was reading A Scanner Darkly. I already had a maybe feeling I shouldn't be reading it, but or maybe it was subtly leading me astray somehow. Maybe it just wasn't completely aligned, and that wasn't my best time spent. But yeah, there was a German passage in the English book, and it was consistently throughout there. And I was kind of a little bit skeptical, like, why is there this German writing? Are they trying to hide something from me? So I went up and I searched up what it meant, and right, it's a translation from that play Faust, which I had also seen something about Faust at a thrift store looking through books recently, and I don't think you see Faust like all over the place like that. It's not that common, but it was just startling that I saw it in the can, and later on there was a random German passage of that. It was a bit startling, and I set down the book from there. Kind of felt my intuition telling me maybe I shouldn't be reading it, or maybe it wasn't as aligned as it should be. And I listened to my intuition, and I guided my intuition. And sometimes those synchronicities are going to come into you to warn you, and maybe you should listen to your intuition on them. You're going to get a good feeling. It might not seem like it's something like radical, the thing that you're reading or whatever, but man, if there's some reason maybe you're getting that synchronicity that might, if your gut is telling you, be warning you. Synchronicities happens as warnings too, and they also happen as what do they happen as? Miracles, really? Or like foreshadowing of something good to happen. But it can be also showing you that maybe with that thing you're on the wrong path. And that's one of the things I just want to touch on with this video. Hope you're having a good day. And so it is.